business etiquette. I feel you can write a book on it.
Who, me? There's a massive culture these days. Let's pick up business first and then we'll figure out how to execute.
Effective communication.
Even a lie sounds like the truth. What's a better example than most of our politicians?
What about born leader?
Donald Trump.
What about what's on your feed?
I don't think I should be saying that out on a public forum. I picture everyone in their underwears.
Or encouragement to people who would like to make it in a field similar to yours.
Don't do it. Don't be my competition. I'm restarting GTA actually.
I don't care. Hi everyone and welcome to Mentor Mondays, your safe space to learn, transform and grow. With these series, we aim to open a direct dialogue that allows young professionals and graduates to deep dive into the mind of young achievers. For today, writing the introduction for our guest has been especially hard for me because I just can't get myself to compliment the man. His greatest achievement till date has been marrying me. But besides that, he was someone who got seduced by the world of voiceovers at the age of 22. He has since lent his voice to several international brands like Google, BMW, Samsung, and even the UN. At the age of 30, he now is at the helm of one of India's leading creative consortiums. Anyone who's met him on the professional front or dealt with his company, Pindrop Media Group, can vouch for the fact that the man's mastered the art of storytelling. If you were to ask me or any of his friends for that matter, we'd rather talk about his quirky and spontaneous rap videos than his business strategies. Yes, you heard that right, rap videos. The man clearly has multiple personalities and even I don't know which one's going to show up today. So let's find out together by welcoming our mentor for the day, Mr. Dishant Narang. Hey Dish!
Hey! Hi everyone! Hi to all your viewers and hi to you. I haven't met you in about 15 minutes. It feels like a lifetime.
So anyhow, let's just jump right into it. Dish, what I would want our viewers to learn from you as well as learn myself from you would be first business etiquette, because I feel you can write a book on it. It's that on point for you.
Who, me?
Second, you're one of India's most coveted voiceover artists. So getting tips on effective communication for you would be actually of great benefit to all of us. Third, you're somebody who thrives while speaking in public forums. So I would love to understand how you deal with stage fright. And fourth would be towards your hat as an employer. At Pindrop Media Group, when you hire people to recruit them for your team, what are the requirements? So let's just jump right into it, Dish. I have personally gotten a chance to see you work in extremely close quarters during quarantine. And I can vouch for the fact that your business etiquettes are very well together. How do you make that balance of being so polite yet powerful? You know, respectful,
Wow.
authoritative in your community.
I'm feeling so special, polite and powerful. I don't think anyone has ever said those sort of things to me. When I speak to a client, I like to A, be diplomatic, but B, also cut all the BS, all the unnecessary pleasantries. I think in India, the work culture involves a lot of unnecessary pleasantries. You know, okay, वाह क्या मौसम है आज समोसे कितने बढ़िया थे चटनी कितनी तीखी थी even all that sort of nonsense. So I like to eliminate that or either keep it to a minimal. I know exactly what I do. I know exactly what we as an organization do, what services we provide, what are our strengths, and I like to play those cards at all times. And whenever I'm speaking to a prospective client, not an existing one, but a prospective client, I like to understand within the first 10-15% of the conversation whether I can genuinely help him out, whether I can genuinely provide a solution to his problems, whether I can genuinely add some value to his requirements. And if not, then I would hate to waste his time and mine. Right. And you know, there's a massive culture these days that let's pick up business first and then we'll figure out how to execute.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I can't sit here, act holier than thou and say that that's wrong, don't do it, because I know that the business dynamics aren't exactly easy right now. There's massive oversupply and not too much demand for certain services. So I don't understand their plight. Maybe that method works for them. But in our 22-year history at Pindrop, we have always played to our strengths.
Okay. So as a voiceover artist, I don't think I'd be wrong to say this, that you've made a living out of delivering the right kind of message to the right audience in the right manner. So if you could give us top three tips on effective communication.
Okay, so 3 tips for effective communication and not voiceovers, so don't mix up the two. 1 would be confidence,
Right.
2 would be confidence, and 3 would be confidence.
Right.
As long as you know what you're saying and as long as you convey it with conviction, you'll stand out. And if you can convey something with confidence, even a lie sounds like the truth. And what's a better example than most of our politicians? So say what you have to, say it like you mean it. One more thing, something that I've observed, a lot of people try to sound fancy unnecessarily. There's no need for that. They know exactly what they have to say, but they'll stutter and stammer mid-sentence because they're trying to plug in big words for no rhyme or reason. So stop doing that. Stick to your points, stick to your main criteria, and express what you have to. There's absolutely no need to sound like the queen.
I couldn't agree more. So what you're saying is be confident in whatever way you're communicating and make sure that your point comes across in a confident, concise manner, as opposed to trying to pick the right words or big words and sounding a little more elite than needed.
Absolutely. Be understandable. Yeah, we live in an age of simplicity. So people like to be spoon-fed with easy to absorb information. Keep that in mind and be understandable above all things.
Great. So just like today, being in front of the camera or being on stage is your natural habitat at this point. But I believe everyone gets a little nervous no matter how many times they go on stage or address an audience, whether it's 5 or 500. But the ways they deal with their stage fright is different. So as a professional, are there any tips or tricks that you use to deal with your stage fright or make sure that the nervousness doesn't get the better of you?
I picture everyone in their underwears. I'm joking. That's an age-old classic, and I don't know who came up with it, because if there's some pretty women in the audience and you picture them in their underwears, then you have a different problem on your hands. No, okay. So for stage fright, Rids, it comes with time. Yeah, I mean, I can't really say that there's some great hack which will help you overcome this fright or this initial anxiety. It will obviously come with time, and I don't mean to say with time in terms of how many shows I've compared or how many events I have anchored. No, with time I even mean when you're on stage and when you at the start of the show, you are obviously more anxious, more nervous as opposed to the later part of the show, because you yourself have familiarized yourself with the space, with the stage, with the audience. You know by the end of it what sort of a response you're getting, how receptive they are to certain things that you might say, certain moods, certain feels. So all of that happens with experience. But if there's one hack, one small little hack that I can give, that would be that be very, very familiar with your content. Be very familiar with your subject.
What can be one takeaway for anyone who's just started off with public speaking or just hosting events or anything like that?
A takeaway would be keep at it. Keep practicing. The only solution is time. As and when you progress in that space, you do more shows, you get more time under your belt, you get, like we say, air time. The same way, when you get more stage time, you'll become more familiar with it. Instead of becoming the space of nervousness, it'll almost become your comfort zone. You look forward to it.
And as an employer, what do you think are the qualities that separate the people who do make it to your team as opposed to who don't?
I like people who are organized.
Right.
And especially keeping in mind that you've asked me about my admin and managerial departments, because the creative and technical departments have a very different set of parameters for recruitment. The KRAs are very different over there. But for the managerial and admin side of things, I love people who are organized and I love people who are result oriented. In terms of qualification, I'll be honest with you, I have a very small, compact team, but a team which is very, very integral. I've forgotten what school they went to, what college they went to. That's how much I care about their educational qualification. I am only concerned about their work etiquette. I'm only concerned about how organized they are and how result oriented they are. So that is one. And I love people who respect their work. For me, I don't go to temples. My office is my temple and my work is my religion. So while I'm there, I expect my teammates also to really, really respect, admire, and love their work. Don't F around. If there's something that can be done now, do it now. No need to procrastinate. And when you're off work, be as big a goofball as you'd like. And I'd like to believe I'm a great example of that. But while you're at work and nothing else matters.
But how do you gauge somebody's managerial skills in the first interview?
I'd be lying if I'd say that there's a foolproof method to it. I think it depends from person to person. It becomes a more personal equation after a certain point in the interview, because you start understanding what this person is capable of, what is their potential, and maybe if you throw across some tough questions, how do they answer it, or maybe how do they even deflect it? So these sort of things come into play. And yes, I think someone's personality holds a major key in determining whether they get the job or not. And to work on their personality, I think they need to be in touch with you.
I did not pay him to say this, guys, I swear. But anyhow, I think you've given us a lot of great takeaways. In fact, I have learned a lot from you. But what I want to get everybody else to know about you is more of your personality, because it's as colorful as you.
Really? Are you sure you want to take that risk?
I think you're extremely fun and you make a great mentor. So I think it's great for people to see the fun side of you as well. And since you mentioned that your work is your worship, are there any daily rituals or habits that you make sure you get done before, during the day, to ensure that it's an effective and productive work day?
I like to have a nice hearty breakfast every morning. Puts me in a happy mood. And another thing which is very, very precious to me is my drive time from home to work. Though my office is fairly close by, so I reach office in about 10 to 15 minutes max. But those 10 to 15 minutes are very precious to me. I put on my gangster rap music and I pump myself up through that. And I dare not touch upon the lyrics of those songs. But yeah, those 10-15 minutes are very precious to me. And upon reaching office, without fail, or at least for the last 7-8 years, I'm a very old school guy. I don't open up my laptop. I don't open up any Excel sheets or anything. I have a diary and I have an old school Luxor V5 pen, and I handwrite every single task that I have to execute for the day.
I have stolen your pen. It's somewhere here, by the way.
Oh, so you have it, huh? You're the thief. I've been looking for it. In fact, I have my diary right here.
Highlighter also.
And I try not to leave the office till the time every single point has not been ticked off. Even if it is in terms of delegation. It might say that ask Tanishka to speak to this client. So till the time she hasn't done that, I will not tick it off in my diary.
Right. And what about what's on your feed? What is the kind of content that you consume?
I don't think I should be saying that out on a public forum.
No, I don't mean just for entertainment point of view, but maybe even educational.
See, honestly, I think 90% of my content consumption, to be honest, is for entertainment purposes. But yeah, I do like to consume motivational content every now and then. There's one great Instagram handle by the name of The Lion Law, which was started by someone I know, a friend of mine, Kabir Bedi. And I think him and his team are doing some great stuff with that account. And along with that, there's one called Gentleman's Choice. But that too has some questionable pictures, so please ignore those. And rest, if you see my feed, it has food, it has memes, it has football, it has cricket, it has Sunny Leone. No, I'm kidding, it doesn't have Sunny Leone, but it has Tara Sutaria and it has Ridhima Choudhary. That's it.
Just stop it. Okay, rapid five. Okay, so rapid five is quite like rapid fire, but
this is like rapid fire from Coffee with Karan.
Yeah, this is like my Kejo moment. So
let's live
my dream, right?
So basically, I have to say whatever comes to my mind.
Pops in your head.
Okay, cool.
Right. So
let's do it.
When someone says team player, what pops in your head when you hear the term team player?
Overused.
Overused.
Overused term.
What does work ethic mean to you?
A long-term thinker. because someone who can maintain a good work ethic will get the rewards in the long run.
What pops into your head when I say competition? It doesn't need to be a person or a company.
Competition is healthy if you can use it for personal progress, but at the same time can be very detrimental to overthinkers.
I couldn't agree more. And what about born leader?
Donald Trump.
Do you mean that?
No, I'm joking. Born leader for me would be Mahendra Singh Dhoni. And no, I'm not saying this because I'm a cricket fanatic. I just feel that the way he led and managed a team of superstars so efficiently, I really feel that takes a lot. And kudos to him. And it was seriously a tall mountain to climb. But he did that. He showed exemplary leadership skills and he won India every major tournament there was.
I think that's a fabulous choice. And when I say work from home?
Manageable.
Brilliant. Thanks, Dish. Before we leave, could you give us a little bit of a mentor mantra? A little bit of wisdom or advice or encouragement to people who would like to make it in a field similar to yours.
Don't do it. Don't be my competition. That's my mantra. Okay, mentor mantra. One thing that I personally love to follow is that think less and do more. I feel overthinking is your biggest enemy. If you're an overthinker, you don't need enemies in life. You yourself are your biggest enemy. So think less and do more. And by this, I don't mean that be senseless and do anything that pops in your head. Obviously, be smart about it, but don't be over smart about it.
Great. That's a great tip to end on.
And one more. With your permission, madam, can I give one more?
3 more. It's all right. No problem.
But I'll try to stick to just one more. One more thing would be that find your method. Invest some time in finding out a method that works for you. Don't be disheartened if some massive business guru's method or his quote on Instagram didn't work for you, because he doesn't know the dynamics you operate in. He doesn't know the adaptability of your situation. So invest some time in finding methods that work for you. Different methods work for different people, and you're just one of the many professionals in the world. Don't forget that. Find your own method. There's no one-size-fits-all method in the world.
That's the best note to end on. Thank you so much for doing this with me and taking time out. You can go back to playing FIFA. And I'll see you there in like 2 minutes.
I'm restarting GTA actually.
I don't care.
Bye.
I'm serious.
Bye, Mentorica followers. I hope you have learned something today, and please keep following the series for some very, very interesting chats. There will be some very accomplished people coming on the show. I am just a little blimp in this entire series. There'll be much better people coming on the show. So, yay!
No, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And you have provided a lot of good insights and a few laughs. So thank you so much. For the rest of you who watched, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate and applaud each and every one of you's willingness to learn. And I hope this video was a good utilization of your time. If you want us to talk to any other mentor or tap into some other industry and find a mentor for you and chat with them to understand what goes on their brain, then please leave that in the comment section below, along with what your favorite learning from Dishant's chat was. And I'll see you next Monday. Till then, keep learning and keep growing. Bye.
Bye.